Jurassic World Rebirth. 5 years post Jurassic World Dominion, an expedition braves isolated equatorial regions to extract DNA from 3 massive prehistoric creatures for a groundbreaking medical breakthrough. There's a lot more plot than that, just letting you know. So, due to new environments for these prehistoric creatures, the dinosaurs are dying, and a pharmaceutical company thinks they can extract DNA from live, healthy dinosaurs in order to cure heart disease, essentially. Apparently, there's a never-before-seen island called Isle St. Hubert. This is where Engen, I think it's Engen. It's that pharmaceutical company from the other films. Took dinosaurs and mutated them into ones that we've never seen before. This stars ScarJo and Mahershala Ali. Written by David Koepp, who did Death Becomes Her, Carlito's Way, the first Spider-Man, the first Mission Impossible, and the first 2 Jurassic Parks, one in the Lost World. This is directed by Gareth Edwards, who did films like Monsters with Scoot McNairy, Godzilla with Bryan Cranston, Rogue One, and The Creator with John David Washington. So, I saw the trailer for this, and let's start with this. I watched the last Jurassic World, and I'm like, I'm done with the dinosaurs. I'm done. I don't want to watch another one. I wasn't a big fan of the last one, and I rewatched it with the extended version, which you can watch on Peacock. And to be honest, I kind of dug it, but I was still like, no, I'm done with dinosaurs. I'm not going to like the next film. Then I heard that ScarJo was coming in, and I'm like, okay, how could I not watch this? I have to go watch this. Saw the trailer. Looked boring. I don't want to watch this movie. And then I watched it. So what did I think of these guys? Well, let's get Bucky in here. Bucky, I want you to let the people know what we think. Jurassic World Reboot. What? That's crazy. That's right. Didn't think it'd be popping. It surpassed my expectations. I must warn you, though, I have heard complaints about this movie, even though I say it's popping. Nick Marriott, shout out to Mr. Winchester, messaged me. I haven't talked to him in weeks, months, which, by the way, buddy, we got to have an actual conversation. Because after that, I was like, how you doing? He goes, good, you, good. Don't do that. We got to have a dialogue. Anyways, a lot of people have said they didn't like this movie. Here are the pros in my eyes. Since we're back at just an island, this felt much more magical, like the first in a way. The pacing and suspenseful battles with dinosaurs on land and by sea were pretty crazy to watch. They were huge, and especially the way when one of the dinosaurs is swimming and they try to like shoot these needles into them, which extract the blood and then parachutes it into the sky for them to catch later on. They have to do it to 3 dinosaurs. I love that we have an adventure film, not a crazy high octane thrill ride, which, yes, that sounds more enticing than a fun little adventure. Jurassic World, if you like those movies, if you love those movies more than Jurassic Park, you're not going to like this movie that much. It's not very high octane by any means. There are suspenseful scenes, but even those aren't suspenseful for one little reason I'll get to in a second. But it's a majestic film in a way because you see the wonder of these dinosaurs. Sure, they're mutated dinosaurs, but they look cool nonetheless. And seeing it maybe in Dolby, but definitely seeing it in theaters, the grand scale of watching a person like ScarJo in the front of the boat try to shoot a shot at this whale-like dinosaur, seeing its massivity, I don't know if that's a word, its hugeness, its humongousness was pretty cool. It's gargantuanism. That's a word. Gargantuan is. I don't know if gargantuanism is. That's one of the pros. The previous World trilogy had too much going on, specifically in Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. Even though I dug the extended version of Dominion, which you can check out on Peacock, I missed the simplicity of the first 3 films. Yes, even Jurassic Park 3. They tricked Sam Neill's character into going onto one of the 2 islands, and they crash Of course. And they're like, well, we tricked you because you've been on this island before. It's like, I've never been to this island before. So it was cool. And, we have people that don't know what's going on with these dinosaurs. World didn't exactly ruin the franchise. Fallen Kingdom was not great, though, besides the volcano scene. But it made dinosaurs kind of like, oh, they're in the world. There's not, we all wanted to see that, but I just didn't think Dominion really landed very well. But the simplicity of going to an island of magical creatures was more enticing to me than the high-octane thrill ride of all of them being all over the place. Dinosaurs are dying all around the world. It's rare to see a dinosaur anymore, especially in good health. Lo and behold, we find this island that we shoehorned into the series that hasn't been in the previous films, and it's pretty cool. I always found Gareth Edwards' previous films to be beautiful but boring, and this film had a lot more action but still kept its beauty, for sure. The B story following the father, two daughters, and boyfriend was really good. I didn't think the boyfriend was particularly funny, even though he's supposed to be like the comic relief, but I liked that even though he's a fucking dunce, he has heart and will sacrifice himself for the girlfriend. I thought it was risky to have a very different, separate B story, but that it still worked. So shout out to whoever's idea that was. The nerdy character's adrenaline junkiness made him a lot more interesting because a lot of times in most of these films, there's a nerdy scientist that, I don't want to go, but I care about dinosaurs. This guy ain't no bitch. It's the guy in the middle. He ain't no bitch, okay? He is actually moving faster than some of the trained soldiers as well. Now, every great film has its cons. Do I call this film great? I'm going to call this film great, but I didn't say it was a large popcorn. Its cons include the human plotting was sort of not great. There's one scene where Mahershala Ali and ScarJo are catching up, and the exposition was thrown in there that her ex-partner died and he left his wife because she reminded him of their dead kid. And, ScarJo missed her mom's funeral. It was silly. In one scene, we had all this happen. Yeah, sorry to hear about Brent, or whatever the fuck his name is. Oh, thanks. It was a real bummer when he passed away, but I had to tell his wife that wasn't easy. This job's so hard. It's so difficult that I even missed my mom's funeral. That's crazy. Tell me you're still with Loretta? Nah, I'm not with Loretta anymore. I couldn't bear to look into her eyes because looking into her eyes reminded me of our dead son. Oh, yeah, I forgot he died. Kind of crazy how we're bringing up all these deaths in one scene, right? Yeah, real crazy. I quoted everything that happened in that scene. It wasn't like terrible, but it did make me go, okay, guys. Having said that, honestly, the acting's still very good. It's just the writing of that kind of exposition dialogue isn't very great, but we're not seeing it for exposition. The villain in this, played by Rupert Friend, I can't remember his name. He is very good in this. There's a scene where he has a gun and he's like, whoa, everyone calm down. I didn't let that girl fall to her death. No. They're like, well, why are you holding a gun right now? I'm just holding the gun because you guys are acting crazy. So look, why don't you put down the gun? Okay, cool. And he's never pointing it at them. He's staying friendly, but he's a little shit. Great villain. So yeah, the exposition scene's not that great, but the character acting is done pretty well. It's just nothing very special about the exposition or the story plotting of Jurassic World Rebirth. How are the dinosaurs? As majestic as they looked and as dangerous as they seemed, the dinosaurs were slow as fuck. It was just kind of stupid to watch people paddling away as fast as they can, but they're still going super duper slow against a giant T-Rex that's just sort of like, it was ridiculous, but it was still kind of cool. I don't know. It was just kind of stupid to watch people paddling away slowly from a T-Rex that's sort of moseying its way over. It's not exactly thrilling to watch a calm T-Rex but it was still sort of cool. I understand why there's mutated dinosaurs, but it kind of sucks that we have to mutate them in order for them to be more interesting. Sure, it makes sense in story, reflective of life. People get bored of the wonderful very quickly and need something new. And Gareth Edwards basically just conceptualized weird dinosaurs and beautiful monsters like Godzilla or Monsters. This isn't a huge negative, but the long necks tail when they're like they're not purring. I just purred for some reason, but they're basically like mating, but they're not fucking. They're just like hugging each other, but it looks like they're getting down without actual insertion. It was a bit long. It was a bit long. Wow. And the tails, like it looked kind of cool, but it also looked kind of silly. I don't know. It's beautiful, but kind of weird to look at. Overall, I'm glad to have seen it in theaters. I think it's my third favorite Jurassic behind the original and Lost World. I may even like it more than the first Jurassic World because I rewatched all of them in preparation for this film. And the first Jurassic World, the action scenes are cool, but I didn't love it as much as I remembered, and I just didn't love the new trilogy that much. I just didn't. The action scenes are cool, specifically when that secretary lady gets picked up by the flying velociraptors. I don't know my dinosaurs. I'm not a dinosaurologist, but they're flying and they toss around the girl, and then one of them catches, and she's like, ah, ah, and then the fucking whale dinosaur came up and ate her. That was cool. But yeah, I might like this more than the first Jurassic World. So if you really love Jurassic World, don't listen to me. You're probably not going to like this movie. Again, the pacing is way different compared to the first three Jurassic Worlds. It's definitely more paced like the first Jurassic Park. But even so, the dinosaurs are running in those Jurassic Parks. They're not running in this Jurassic World. One swims very fast, though. I see why other people didn't like it. It's slow-paced and lack of action, but I dug it. And ScarJo was a badass, specifically in the clip scene. And guess what, guys? I'm going to give it a large popcorn. I'm sorry. I'm doing it. I'm giving it a large. It feels weird to give it a large, but it was super cool. And like, I was like, wow, this is a fucking good scene. If I'm doing that constantly, I constantly went over to Roxy and was like, whoa, that was pretty cool. Like, if I do that a lot, that's a good thing. Or a medium with butter. I don't know. It's just a large seems too large, but let's just say I already said large. So we're locking it in. Do I need a sequel? Absolutely not. This will do for now. You can check out, I believe, Jurassic Park 1 and 2 and 3 are on Peacock. Jurassic World 1 is on Tubi. And Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, and Dominion are on Peacock. Basically, they're on Peacock or Tubi. Check this one out in theaters and let me know what you think. And Scarlett Johansson won me over. Same. If it wasn't for Scarlett Johansson, I would not have seen the next film. By the way, I had reported that Mahershala Ali looks like he's barely in it and that he's going to die in the first half of the film. I won't tell you whether or not he dies, but I will tell you he's in this movie a bit more than I thought he was going to be, which was a happy surprise. I still think they could have used him more, but it wasn't like, wow, how you all going to do Mahershala like this? I mean, a little bit. But then again, Mahershala doesn't really lead in like everything he does. But when you watch a show like True Detective, you're like, yo, if he's in the next Jurassic, he needs to be a main character. And he's a main character, but he's not the main character. Still really good in it, though. ScarJo is very good in it as well. Badass.